I am going to explain briefly about the key characteristics of grounded theory. The first characteristic of GT is grounded theorists study a process related to a substantive topic. This means researchers are collecting data based on a process within a related topic. The second one is sampling. Theoretically, this involved the simultaneous and sequential collection and analysis of data by researchers. And the other one is researchers are constantly comparing data with an emerging theory. I will be explaining more on this later. There are 6 characteristics of grounded theory, or we could easily identify it as the key terms in GT. This includes categories, properties, dimensions, theoretical sampling, constant comparison, and memos. According to Campbell, categories is a group of incidents or concepts which are grouped together. In creating categories in GT, the process involves finding redundancies within the data that create and form the categories. There are 2 subsets of category, that is, properties and dimension. Here is a simple example. Color is an example of category. Color as a category is a broad concept with numerous divisions, which could be found within the definition of color. As for properties of color, it will be hue, tone, shade, and intensity. Dimension, on the other hand, are the properties of the properties. For example, dark and light are the dimensions of the property shade. Theoretical sampling refines, elaborates, and exhausts conceptual categories. According to Gibbs, it is a process of researcher determining who should be interviewed and where data should come. Without theoretical sampling, a condition called lacuna, a hole in the research, could exist. Hence, theoretical sampling is the identification of lacuna. For example, I take a data, domestic abuse. Data cannot be one-dimensional, and validity must approach an issue from all perspectives. So, the principle here is to validate the research and theories from both sides of the issue, to gain true picture of the phenomenon. In this case of domestic abuse, the victim and victimizer. This figure shows how to achieve saturation in categories. Saturation in grounded theory research is a state in which a researcher makes the subjective determination that a new data will not provide any new information or insights for developing categories. As we can see here, data collection from the first interview will be refined in categories during data analysis, until it reaches a point that is close to saturated categories. Constant comparative data analysis. Constant comparison is an inductive from specific to broad data analysis procedure in grounded theory research. This means generating and connecting categories by constantly comparing indicators to indicators, codes to codes, and categories to categories. This will eliminate redundancy and develops evidence for each categories. As we can see in the figure, raw data are formed into indicators. Indicators here are the small segments of information that come from different people, different sources, or same people over time. These indicators are in turn grouped into several codes and then formed into abstract categories. Memos, or should I call it notes? According to Sharma, memos is a writing tool that provides researchers with ongoing dialogue with themselves about emerging theory. It's a note that the researchers writes throughout the research process to elaborate on ideas about data and coded categories. So basically, memos help to direct inquirer toward new sources of data, always searching for broader explanations on working in the process. That's it for my part on the key characteristic of grounded theory. Thank you.